Hey, what's up? I'm Unknown Shadow. That's Albert. This is Colorado. And before we get started, I just wanted to say thanks for all the people that have been subscribing, watching, commenting, liking, even disliking my videos. You know, very appreciated to just stop by and take a look at some of the stuff that I've been putting out. So thank you for that. But now, what are we doing today? Well, right now we're turning. So in the last main video on the channel, I had talked about and installed the 16-tooth front sprocket onto the Monkey, and was kind of giving some review on kind of how the bike was looking with the 34 tooth in the back, kind of the stock in the back with the +2 and or +1 in the front. So it was doing okay. The top speed was, you know, it was right around 64-ish on a good moment. But really the acceleration was definitely having some issues. So one of the things that I had mentioned in that previous video was I had planned on getting in a 32-tooth back sprocket, so to drop 2 teeth off the back sprocket. I had seen some reports on people liking that setup and kind of getting a little bit better power out of the bike. Putting the numbers into Gearing Commander seemed to make sense. So I figured, why not try it out? So yeah, I did an install, which you can see right now. Take off the back wheel. Four bolts, swap it. Put the whack wheel back on, make sure that the chain is tensioned right. It was a pretty simple install, as you can see, not too much to it. So now I have that sprocket on the back, basically +1 in the front, -2 in the back. The first thing I noticed is that GPS speed, which I now have the GPS speed showing on the more advanced view on the A-Racer, but GPS speed showing on the A-Racer is showing higher than the indicated speed, which isn't too surprising. I mean, I've changed the number of, I've changed kind of the ratio. One thing to notice is right now I'm in third, and I've been in third, and I've riding the bike around even a little bit, I have yet to actually get into fourth. I know I mentioned that problem with just the front sprocket change, but it is a lot bigger of a problem now. Should be able to get into fourth this time. This is a little bit of a downhill, but you know, maybe with that we can see what happens. But noticeably, I mean, this is fourth and it's actually losing speed, and I'm in somewhat of a flat right now. I guess it's maintaining speed now, but in GPS speed it shows at about 58, and that's just 60. I mean, the throttle's wide open, straight road, and I'm losing speed now. I think I'm on a very slight uphill. This is basically the exact same road that I had done the test ride on, just the front sprocket change. There's a little bit of a headwind. I think there was a headwind to the previous day as well. Temperature is a little bit warmer. So So really the main change is just that back sprocket. Getting up to speed isn't too bad with this setup. It's just really that top end. I mean, I definitely prefer the acceleration that was seen with the 14-tooth sprocket. I mean, it's just like the bike was kind of made for that. Whereas with this setup, I don't know. I should mention that I do have the DB killer in the muffler. So I have the Yoshi RS3 and I do have the DB killer in there, which suppresses some of the sound but could also affect a little bit of the power as it's doing a little bit of a pushback. Hard to say. Everything that I've been doing, I mean, literally ever since I put that exhaust on there, it's always had the DB killer in it. I may try to do some tests without it in there just to see if there is a difference. But for now, just wanted to mention at least there's that. Also, you know, my other videos kind of show all of the mods on the bike. I'm not going to list them here. There is a link to my kind of update or up-to-date list of mods in a video that I'll link to up in a card somewhere up there or something. It's just going to sit in third forever now. So yeah, at this point, I just don't know if I could recommend this setup. Maybe it's just kind of in combination with the other mods on my bike or something else, but really it just seems like the engine and this gear setup just does not mesh well. It just seems like the engine's just working too hard trying to get up to speed. And then really, I mean, at this point, like, I'm in third, and I'm just gonna be in third. I mean, that's not necessarily a bad thing. Maybe people just like third. But more than likely, I'm gonna put that 14-tooth front sprocket back on. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the rear sprocket. I think initially I'm going to put it back to the 34 tooth so I can go back to kind of a known quantity, one that seemed to feel right for this bike. I know there's like way too many other options, but I think that'll be kind of what I do next, is kind of just go back to that. I have some other mods coming up for the bike as well that should be interesting. The main one that's kind of next up that I already have parts for is the high compression piston from DHM. So it'll be nice to kind of have the bike back to 14 tooth and 34 tooth, put on that high compression piston, and then just see what the bike does at that point. And then I can kind of tweak things again with some of the options that I have, if it makes sense. That got me up to 52 pretty reasonably. Of course, that was downhill, but what I'll probably do is go back to 14 tooth and the 34 tooth just to get the bike back to kind of my normal. I'll start getting set up for the high compression piston install. Make a video on that. Make a video on showing kind of how the bike feels at that point as well, and then kind of revisit this sprocket test. I mean, right now, if I were to do it, I wouldn't go this direction. Again, maybe with some other mods, it'll make more sense, but at least with my mods, it certainly doesn't make sense. But yeah, with that, we'll call this a video. You know, if anybody has some other recommendations for this, feel free to drop a note in the comments or hit me up on Instagram or something. Maybe there's something I'm missing, maybe there's something that like some other aspect of this gearing that I'm just not paying attention to, but for right now, I definitely just can't recommend it, at least not for my setup. But yeah, so hopefully you liked at least some part of this, found some of it useful, entertaining, interesting, something like that. And in the meantime, you know, like, subscribe, comment, do those things if you like to do those things. Hopefully you're having a good day, staying safe. Thanks for watching. Bye.